There's literally nothing left of you. And the second thing is, I'm not a good founder. That's confronting. Not sure if this footage will ever make it to the vlog. Good morning, it is Tuesday morning and we are about to record a very cool podcast. So we are on air with a very cool podcast guest, Erika Isota Surace. And we'll talk about community building and about all the cool things that Erika built, because I think it's a very, very impressive episode and a very impressive person. I've been to one of her events. She founded a D2 collective. And I've been to one of her events and it was very, very nice what a warm community she has built. And I want to know a little bit more how she did it. And she also wrote 3 books. She overcame some personal hardships, some adversities. So very cool episode. I'm really, really looking forward to. It took quite a long time for me to prepare for this episode because I couldn't really grasp her. She's so multifaceted that it's quite difficult to what's going to be the angle, like how you want to tell the story. So I literally just finished it like half an hour before the interview. I finished the interview script. But yeah, that's sometimes life. That's sometimes how it is. Sometimes it really takes time. I was listening to podcasts nonstop, tried to read as much as possible from her books. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And yeah, for the rest, everything is all right. We are moved into the new place. We feel good there. It's so quiet. It's so nice. We get enough sleep there. So stay tuned, and I'm going to have to prepare now for the interview to be also really prepared and not only have the questions ready. The recording has ended, and I'm currently in our old apartment that I'm now handing over to the real estate agents, and everything is empty. So it feels so weird to be in a place where you lived for 2.5 years and there's literally nothing left of you. But it is very strange to be in a place that, you called home and now you're somewhere else and you call it home. And a lot of things has happened as well in this period. I founded the company basically here. We got a dog here. So there's so many emotions and so many positive things that also happened here. I got my first client here. So there are so many positive things that also happened here. So it makes me also a little bit emotional to be here and to think back on all those nice achievements that even though maybe you didn't have the most favorable apartment, and even though that it was sometimes very hard of drunk people screaming outside and huge water damage that you can probably still see. I'm also going out and being sad about it and thinking about reminiscing a little bit about the good time that we had in here. And now the real estate agent is here, so I'm gonna wrap it up and we are handing over the apartment. I just had a session with my business coach. It was quite hard and quite eye-opening in a way. And I wrote 2 things down on my iPad. And the second thing is, I'm not a good founder. And the reason is that I really believe that's true. I think I'm not a good founder. I'm not really good at managing my time. I'm not really strong in sales. I'm just really creative. I just like to connect with people. I like to interview people. I like to talk to people. I like to be creative, be powerful, and push basically on the marketing side and what can we change and stuff like this. But I'm not really a particularly good founder. In a way of founding a business, I think you really need way different qualities. So what I need to do is I need to focus way more on myself and on my own brand. And this is what I want to create actually. I want to really build this marketing brand and build a YouTube channel, build a podcast that is respected, and so on and so on. So I think I'm just going to do that. Instead of always chasing someone else's dream and always building someone else's marketing capabilities. But building my own, I think that's really what I want to do. It's hard to see those kind of things written down. I'm not a good founder. It's hard to see those things written down, but in the end, I think it will only help you to become better. Because when you are honest and when you let go of things, you will become better. That's confronting. Not sure if this footage will ever make it to the vlog. But it's good to talk about it, and I think it's good to talk about it, and good to have this recorded for future reference. It is Thursday afternoon, and today is another exciting day because today we are going to a networking event for founders. It's a networking dinner, and I'm actually quite curious about how this will go and what I can expect from this. And before we go to this dinner, we have a lot of things to do. I have a really interesting podcast guest coming, which is a mindfulness well-being coach that is also teaching the Wim Hof method. So I'm really, really curious about how he came to become a Wim Hof instructor, how he developed his skills of becoming a well-being coach, and much more. And I had already a really cool conversation with him in our first initial conversation. So I'm really, really expecting also the same today when I talk to him in the podcast. And then, yes, at 7 o'clock, we have this really cool founders dinner. So I'm very curious how all of this will go today. And exciting times, cool things ahead, I think. And I'm hoping I can film some stuff for my vlog today as well at the founders dinner. I don't know how they are with filming and all this kind of stuff. But I think they're going to be fine with it. And I'm very curious how this will go and if I meet some cool people. So I will take you along a little bit to the dinner, to the courses, and also, of course, a little recap after the event. So stick around if you want to see how the things will end here. What a day, what a day, what a day. An exciting day. Very eventful, and I hope I can speak more about this in the future. A lot of cool projects that are coming up, a lot of cool meetings that I had today. But for now, I'm going to the networking event that I said to you. It's the first time I'm visiting this networking event. It's called No More Networking, and I have to hurry up a little bit because I'm almost late, but not late. And it's a dinner table setting. And I'm really curious about it actually, because it's kind of like a more organized networking event. So you have 3 questions that we needed to prepare prior to it, but it was really easy going. And with those 3 questions, you basically talk about this with 4 different people with every course, and then you switch again. So you meet at least 10 entrepreneurs and you talk with them. So I'm really curious how this will go. But yeah, as said, I need to run now. I need to go because it's time for the networking event. And I don't want to be late because I don't think it's the best impression. Starting the day with a nice coffee. It was yesterday a very short night actually, but the networking event yesterday was super nice. I met a lot of inspiring founders in the bar, and we had a nice chat. It was really nice because it was organized very well for Marcel. He's the founder of No More Networking, and what he's doing very well is that the networking is kind of organized, so it's not like totally random, but it's basically 4 people at the table. They have a conversation for 45 minutes. They have certain questions they can answer, but they don't have to answer. And then you basically switch and change. So conversations also come to an end and they start, and which is really nice. I'm now here in a coffee in our new neighborhood. I'm meeting Laurens that I do the podcast with. It's Cybersecurity Talks. And we talk a little bit strategy and start the day with a nice breakfast together. We are both busy, but now at least we live in the same neighborhood. A lot of cool things to do. Busy schedule. Really looking forward for the weekend to relax a little bit. Perfect. Thank you. It is Saturday afternoon, and we just had 2 really, really wonderful podcast recordings here in the studio. The studio is already out. The on-air sign is still on, but it's going to be out in a bit because we're already finished, and it was, as usual, very intense. The podcast episode is super intense because it's very deep stories, but also the podcast hosts that basically share the hosting. They're also always both tired, so when they leave the studio, they're like totally done. And yeah, for me, it's now time to go home again. It's 4 o'clock, I think, and we still have some painting to do today. So that's going to be a fun thing to do. So no rest for me, just keep on going, keep on pushing.